What's up, guys? It's September 14th, 2025. We're on a mission today to hike up to Beale's Cut. It's not that hard of a hike. Rumor has it there's a stolen or crashed car up there somewhere. Got some leads online, but I'm just gearing up right now, and I put some snake-proof boots on just in case, because I was reading online this is a rattlesnake area. This video is going to be kind of loud because there's a lot of cars around here flying up down the freeway. This is Highway 14 right behind me, and we're going to look at the original 5 highway cut. This road was cut in the 1800s as a toll. They would charge stagecoaches and stuff to travel through this road. Very interesting. There's been over 25 movies filmed in this area, in this exact road. Stagecoach is actually filmed out here with John Wayne. So it's going to be extremely interesting. We're going to see if we can find any relics out here. Bear with me. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but there's a lot of road noise from the highways. Let's grab the backpack and we'll be on the way here. Highway 14's right here, and then it connects to the 5, I believe, up in there. We got rope, food, water, American flag hanging from the backpack as always. Hiking poles, bandanas in case our nose runs. Let's take one. Let's get on it, guys. All right, guys, just for the record, it's 1:28 in the afternoon. And we are in the city of Santa Clarita. And it says here, no hunting. We just crossed the border. Right there. They don't want motorized vehicles out here because of fires. They don't want the exhaust going through the bushes out here. It'll light this hill up in a heartbeat. Let's do it, guys. I'll turn the camera on when I find something interesting. Beautiful scenery up ahead. All right, guys, just so we know, rattlesnakes, mountain lions, bears, coyote, deer, and bobcats are on this trail. Let's see if we can see one of them today, hopefully. All right, guys, I want to point this out really quick. You notice if you stay to the left, it's the 5. You stay in the middle line, it's the 5 north. You stay to the far right, it's the 5 south. Look at this wild cactus growing out here. So cool. I have some cactus I plant in pots at my house, and this stuff is low on water. You can kind of tell it's really not that healthy, but once winter comes, it'll probably get back to green and blossom the flowers more, the fruit, once spring comes back around. There's a lot to look at out here. It's a really nice day, and we're at the very tail end of the summer. Winter's right around the corner. I'm gonna try to film a lot more, but due to my work schedule, I just don't know. Guys, there's a highway up here. Where we started, it was flat. and now it's turning into a mountain. But I'm trying to look while I hike up in this ridge line in between these trees and see if there's any crashed cars up there. But I don't see nothing yet. But it's really hard from the ground, guys. You have to have an aerial look at it. But you know, I'm just trying to look all through here, see if there's any crashed cars someone's missed, you know. Maybe when we get the drone in the air, we'll take a look on the edge of the road. Maybe we'll spot something. I actually see something from here, but I think it's an old metal sign that's thrown over the side of the freeway. You can't see it from my view because I'm seeing it far, far away. Let's keep pushing. I just want to show you guys how beautiful it is out here in Santa Clarita, California. Hey guys, I want to point out something in life. When you're a hiker and a person that goes out adventures, you got to be extremely careful. I just double checked my GPS and look, there's a road splitting off this way, but there's also a road splitting off down there. I would have sworn I made a right here. We don't. We keep going forward. You got to be extremely cautious when you're out in the wilderness. You got to always double check your maps, because it could be deadly at times. Not when you're around a highway like this, but you know, when you're out in the middle of nowhere, you got to use extreme caution. Let's keep pushing forward. All right, I want to point something else out. Guys, see how there's a mountain on each side and the freeway cuts through it here? That's what they made when they erased Beale's cut over here. That was actual toll road, like I said earlier. So this was no longer in use. It was pushed over here. Now it's a modern way to travel compared to what this is pretty much a stagecoach passing area. That's what it was in the late 1800s. We got some old water tanks or oil tanks. I'm not really sure what these are. Pretty interesting. This could have been at one time. It looks too modern to me, but supposedly there was an old toll house set up out here. So when you pass through this 12-foot wide gap that was 90 feet deep, you had to pay a toll, and I really couldn't figure out how much the toll was. I did a lot of reading on Google. Couldn't get an exact price, but yeah, I don't think this was the actual toll house up here on this hill. I think it would look a lot older. To me, it looks modern. Guys, let's go in there. Let me turn the camera off till I get closer. Hello? Coming in. Yeah, guys, this doesn't match the time period. We'll keep pushing forward. I just wanted to come in here and take a look. All right, guys, we're approaching another tank up here, but this thing's massive. It's, you know, I don't know how many gallons this thing would hold or what it is, but we're approaching a massive, massive tank. Not sure if we're going to go inside of it, but let's see how close we could get to it before we hit the actual Beale's cut. Look at this. Somebody spray painted a crayon over here. Look at that. It's crazy. Guys, we're not far from the city of Los Angeles, so we're going to see a lot of graffiti. It's extremely popular in the LA area. Look at all this oil seeping out of the ground here. It's like tar. There's areas out here in Santa Clarita where it just seeps out of the ground. And this is one area right here, I guess. Wow. Yeah, it's tar. Lots of bizarre graffiti out here. I was walking one time in Los Angeles. Something just took off running. I was walking down by a train track, and there was guys spray painting during the day right in front of me. They act like they didn't care if I was there. I didn't say nothing, you know. These days, you just gotta mind your own business. Let's keep pushing forward, guys, and see where we could go. All right, guys, looks like there's a motorhome up here. And then, like I said earlier, there's a massive tank of something up there. Let's go check it out. Make sure there's no beehives in this motorhome before we get too close to it. A lot of times these people will pull out here in these motorhomes, and then they won't start again, and you know, they just leave them. They either burn or they get kicked out of here and they just walk away from their motorhome. And they get to the condition like this where you just pretty much can't even tow them. I mean, how would you tow something like this? It would fall apart while you're driving. There's nothing really left. But wow. Thing's pretty destroyed. I gotta be careful what I'm standing on. It could be a hole under here, you know? But I'll take a picture of it just so we have it in our car portfolio. A lot of airplanes flying over us today. Crazy. And how'd somebody come out here and yank the motor out of this thing? That's a big block, you know? Unbelievable. Check it out, here's the sink. Here's the sink. Little bathtub down there. Alright guys, let's get out of here. We got a lot of stuff to film before we run out of battery. Hello? 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 Holy crap. Hello? Holy. Here is a vehicle that's been off-roaded out here and set on fire. 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 Wow. Talk about echo. And what's this? Hey guys, these are pretty good shells of vehicles. I'm counting this as a vehicle. We've already found 3 vehicles today. Trying to keep my eye. Look at the square on the ground from the light coming through up high. Look at that. Not sure what all that noise is over there, but this is crazy, guys. This is insane. I didn't know there was vehicles inside of here. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm gonna take some photos. Guys, listen to this when I step. I'm getting out of here. I've seen enough. This is crazy. And then people crawl up there and get on the roof. Look at that. Look at the snake somebody spray painted. Trust no one. Never know what you find out here, guys. Oh, it's pretty crazy. Look how thick this, I didn't think this was this thick of metal. Look at that. I mean, it's to almost my first knuckle there. Almost. Unbelievable. Kind of asking myself, do I climb this ladder? But there's really no point, and we need to keep moving. We haven't even hit the main point of where we're going. So let's just not go up there. I guess we could go up there for shits and giggles, huh? As long as that thing don't fall. What do you think, guys? Should we do it? It feels pretty sturdy. I'm kind of scared of heights, guys, so not really how I feel about this. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but we're almost to the top. Yeah, I feel weird now. I'm not scared of heights, but I am. I can't explain it. Wow. Sketchy stairwell. Guys, let's get out of here. We're here to film an old haunted highway. But hey, this has been really cool so far. Stay with me, guys. All right, guys, let's carry on. Let's get back on the trail. Boy, we got off that trail and we were off the trail for a long time. But that was fun, going up there, exploring that whole thing. Let's keep going. All right, guys, we're almost to the top, and I can see it ahead of me. But I visioned it differently when I was at home studying and taking notes and really looking at history of it. I thought it was going to be massive, and it's small, but it's interesting. But guys, before we approach it, I have some notes I took. Usually I don't do this, but this is really historical. This is history. So let me read you off some of the stuff that was filmed here really quick. I already mentioned there's been at least 25 movies filmed in this exact location between 1913 and 1947. But the total count is unknown because some of the films were silent movies. It was a favorite location for early filmmakers like D.W. Griffith and John Ford and Buster Keaton. Broken Ways was filmed here in 1913. Straight Shooting in 1917, the Iron Horse in 1924, the Woman of the Town in 1925, and Stagecoach in 1939. This connected the San Fernando and Santa Clarita valleys. This was the only way to go. If you didn't go this way, you had to go all the way through the Inland Empire. So this was the only cut through the LA area to come through. So you could imagine how many stagecoaches and stuff. I thought I just heard a rattlesnake pass through here. Yeah, the toll house would collect fees, but we never really found the toll house. Could have been up here somewhere, we just don't know. This was the Interstate 5 of 1863, so this was the 5 freeway. 1863 to 1910 is when it was used. So guys, Edward Beale and his crew in 1863 dug a 12-foot wide hole in this mountain, 90 feet deep, but a lot of it's collapsed. So he was a general in the army, Edward Beale. That's why it's called Beale's Cut, because Edward Beale got a crew together and they dug it out. So let's move forward. And like I said, guys, the only reason I'm coming up here because there's a car. And we're gonna figure out what it is, and then we're gonna look at Beale's Cut up here. But I'm thinking, guys, right up here might have been like the toll house maybe, where they took toll. But I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't think we'll probably ever find it unless we find old photos from the past, you know? Just don't know. This is really interesting though. This is one of the coolest things I've done in a while. I'm hoping the VIN number's on this car so we could see what the heck it is and why did someone dump this car in a historical place like this. The VIN is actually there, which I cannot believe. I rent my hiking poles, but I'll stand back so you guys can look at this vehicle and I'll take a picture and you guys could figure out what it is. Very modern vehicle. To me, from now I'm looking from the back here, it almost appears to be a minivan. Guys, my channel is 100% about cars. Sometimes when I go on vacation, I'll film, but 99% of my channel revolves around vehicles. So let's film this car first, and we'll jump into Beale's Cut and see what's going on. So cool to be here. I've been reading about this place for about 2 weeks now. I thought I seen a snake, but it's a piece of rope. Oh wow, look at this lizard. I don't see the ignitions being tampered with. The ignition looks like it's all there, but you never know. Somebody could have been living in this car at one time and, you know, just walked away from it. Let me take some photos, guys, and then we'll jump into Beale's Cut. The Interstate 5 of 1863. Look at that. This was the only way, guys, to travel from the LA area, to drive, to come through and go towards like the Tehachapi area, like Bakersfield and stuff. This would be the only way through, unless you, like I said, you went through the Inland Empire, which is a long way away. This is it, guys. Guys, this is where in one of those black and white films, they had a horse jump over the top of this. They show him run across the top and he gallops and jumps across. They say it was not real, but you know, they used fake filming back then to reproduce the jump. Wow. So yeah, they just chipped away at this and dug out all this dirt to make the old Interstate 5. It says there's a pipeline down here. There's the old marker. It says pipeline. I thought there'd be a lot more trails back in here. I don't think this place is that known. Yeah, guys, this is it. We made it all the way through the old Interstate 5. Wow. And look how steep going down it is. It's unbelievable. This is an old road, guys. The old road of Interstate 5. I just can't believe how steep the backside of this is. Is that how it was in the late 1800s? Early 1900s? Was it really this steep where you can't literally almost walk up and down it? It's crazy. I mean, how could a stagecoach come up this? Or was this a one-way thing where it went downhill from here? You know, you climbed this grade slowly, and then the opposite side, it went really steep. That was your push to go down the mountain, maybe. Imagine the history, guys, that's out in there, like stashed away in the bushes or something, you know? An old stagecoach that's just crashed behind a tree or something. You don't know. But here we are, guys. The horse jumped right across. It wasn't real, but they just chipped away at this dirt. And they said at one time it was 12 feet wide, but you could see it's a lot wider now. But they say a lot of it has collapsed inward from some of the storms lately. Look at all these people that engraved stuff on the walls here. All right, guys, I'm gonna go back out to the concrete out there and I'll turn the camera back on, but hope you guys enjoyed this. So cool. Huge piece of history right here, Southern California. I'm gonna do a tick check when I get out to the concrete out here by that van. So I'm rubbing all over weeds and stuff. Well, we'll take one last look back right now. At Beale's Cut. So cool. Right there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This was really good for me to come out and do this. I've been trying to film, but I can only really film. Guys, I used to drop a video a week. Now I'm like a video a month. Just can't find the time to get out and film. And guys, I'm supposed to be out picking up stuff for work right now. So I just told myself, I'm not working this Sunday, I'm filming. Here I am. I'm not doing it just for YouTube, guys. I'm doing it for myself. Got to take a break, relax. And going out and doing stuff like this is very good for the mind. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Reverse Rocket TV, Southern California. I had a blast out here, guys. I'm going to throw the drone in the air before I leave and see what we could see. It's going to give us an aerial view of Beale's Cut. All those weird oil tanker things out there we walked around for water, oil, I'm not sure. Peace, guys.